Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another stream. So I thought today we would do a little bit more PSU. Now I know we did play it about 2 weeks ago, but I was thinking the summer event is still on for now. Maybe it's worth doing one more stream of it to try and get a bit more out of it before the event ends. Hi Scorpio, good to see you. Now, I did just want to say, just as we get started, when I logged in, I didn't realise that the event on this actually ends today at some point. Now, I don't know what time it ends. I'm going to assume that Clementine is based in America, so I'm going to guess it's probably going to be later today, but if the servers do go down while I'm streaming, then I'll just switch over to PSO or something instead for the rest of the stream. Hi Gonzari, good to see you. Bonus IDR, great time to get gems. We'll do what we can. I've got no idea how long it lasts for today, but we'll see. Hi, Picket. Yeah, I can never remember what time the events normally start and finish on Clem. I have a feeling it's much later for me, so we might be okay. A small infinity session. I think in all likelihood, if it does go down while I'm streaming, then I'll probably just finish it up with some PSO, just for the sake of the rest of the stream. I will say you are lucky to be getting a stream at all, because I have been absolutely consumed by Rhythm Heaven, or Rhythm Paradise, whichever you want to go with. Just let me sort the volume on this, because yeah, that might be okay. Yeah, I made the mistake of buying the Rhythm Paradise game, or Rhythm Heaven, depending on where you are, and I have been utterly absorbed in it, and I have not put it down since I started playing it. Already in PSO, baby, taking full advantage of the bonus experience, lovely Hunewell. Yeah, I suppose this is the week for it if you're on a Finia. It is experience week now. Oh, Pig is here already. That is some drip. Oh, Gonzari's here as well. I will shoot you an invite as well. I'm going to assume it's the same person. It's a very similar name. So I think the plan, honestly, is just run some of the event quests, and we'll just see how we go. Hey, so I've got the triggers working on your controller. Oh. I'm turning the side scroll off because you saw that last stream. On PSO, baby, trying to get in a group while playing as a Fornuel. It can be a little tricky sometimes getting a group with a force, because some parties don't want a force, some parties only want forces. It's a bit weird. Generally, they'll tell you in the party name, though, usually. Alright, yeah, I guess let's just run this. I think this is the right one. And as usual, if anyone watching wants to jump in, just join. You should be able to join mid-mission anywhere. But yeah, we'll see how long this goes on for. If it goes down while we're streaming, we'll just switch over, so... Hey, Nimu. Don't blame him. Yeah, I mean, obviously having a force in an area that's not useful doesn't help. I feel that Magister Ride shouldn't really hurt you until the quest actually starts, probably. Forgot the side camera, no worries. Hunewell's at 66 right now. That's pretty good work. I reckon if you grind on it, you can probably get it to 80 before the week ends. Yeah, so for those who didn't see last time we played PSU, this is the summer event on Clementine. There is another quest as well that's like only, I think it's only 2-player or 4-player. But this is like the main one. Yeah, I had no idea it ended today. I thought it was on for another few days at least, but apparently not. Good thing is it's really, really easy to get a party for this because everyone wants to run it in Ultimate, so... But yeah, I think after we've done PSU today, we'll probably leave PSU for at least a few weeks before I play it again. I want to try and mix things up a little bit more for the next couple of weeks. Because realistically, once the anniversary starts on Affinia, we'll probably be playing PSO pretty much every weekend, so... I mean, that should surprise no one. PSO kind of takes over the channel completely when the anniversary's on. Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned it. I don't know if I've streamed a fantasy... I don't think I've streamed a Phantasy Star game since that happened, but last PSO stream, we were talking about trying to get a banner on stream. And then I ended the stream, and I think it was the next day, I did like one random run of Temple and got a banner. So I managed to get a Heart of Suppress gun on Purple Num, which is nice. But it could have happened on stream. I think you can finish Chrono Trigger before the Affinity event. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, from what people have been telling me for Chrono Trigger, I think I'm at the stage where I can more or less go to the final dungeon whenever I want to. But there's just side quests to do beforehand, so... I do want to try and get the side quest done though. I mean, for what it's worth, if I don't finish Chrono Trigger before the Affinity anniversary starts, I will still do Chrono Trigger on the Wednesdays. Because I don't really want to leave, I don't want to leave Chrono Trigger for like 4 weeks if I'm right near the end of it. That being said though, if I do finish Chrono Trigger as the anniversary is about to start, then we might do PSO on the Wednesdays during the anniversary. And then pick up another game once the anniversary's ended. Just because the anniversary is one of those events where you need to kind of maximise it as much as you can really to get the best out of it. I just don't want to leave Chrono Trigger hanging for 4 weeks though if I don't finish it beforehand. So we'll see. Chrono Cross next. I mean, I have really enjoyed Chrono Trigger so far, so I think Chrono Cross is probably a good shout, but I don't think I would do it next. Because what I do want to do, and I may regret doing it, I want to see what the Phantasy Star 2 text adventures are like. I'm just curious, like, I've never tried them. They might be horrible. Are you going for another poll or just going for the second most voted on the last poll? Well, I want to try and do the Phantasy Star 2 text adventures first, because I figure they probably won't be that long anyway. So, maybe they'll only be a couple of streams, potentially. I say that, I have no idea how long they are. I just assume they're not very long. After that, I could either do another poll. I could potentially do another poll, I guess. But I will keep some of the options from the last one on the poll as well. The only thing I am removing is I think the last poll had Ghost Trick on it. I would not put Ghost Trick on it because I've decided that I want to play Ghost Trick off stream. I have played a little bit of it recently. I bought it in the same sale. I think it's the kind of game I want to play off stream personally. Yeah, Chrono Cross is definitely an option though. I suppose I can add that as an option to the poll. As well as things like Trails in the Sky as well, stuff like that. I still also, at some point, I want to get around to playing Expedition 33, but I'm still waiting for a good discount on it. I know it's in Steam sale at the minute, but I think even now it's only, what, 20, 25 off maybe? It's one of those games where I know I'm going to play it at some point, but I'll just pick it up when it's on a cheap sale. Whether that's in a year or two, I don't care. Did the event just start? Kind of the opposite. This is the last day of it. Yeah, it ends some point today, unfortunately. Okay, so there is absolutely nothing good. Nice. Yeah, I think next year there might be a decent discount on Expedition 33. At the minute, the discounts have been fairly small for it. I mean, I get why. Obviously, it was a massively popular game. I think PSU does an after-event special thing to do with bonus RDR and stuff. Yeah, normally they do on Clementine, so you have the actual event, and then normally when the event ends, they add some like bonus rates for a little bit, which is nice. That'd be nice if Affinia did that. I would recommend Kingdom Hearts, but I don't think the mask will be happy. I'm going to say something that may be controversial. I know I like JRPGs. I have, honestly, like, zero interest in Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what it is. It's a game that's just never appealed to me at all. I have nothing against the game necessarily, it's never been something that's just really been something I've wanted to play. For whatever reason. I've played the Xenoblade series, so I did do one stream of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I mean, obviously I only played like the very beginning of the game. It was my first time playing it. I had very mixed opinions of it. I couldn't really get used to the combat system, for one. I find it very weird. And I will also say some of the voice acting really drove me up the wall. It wasn't so much the quality of the voice acting necessarily, it was like how much of it there was. It felt like everything you did, someone had to have a voice line. And you usually get the same voice lines a lot. This man hates Peak. I did try playing it. I mean, it might be a grower, you know, it might be one of those games where I don't like it at first, like end up enjoying it later, but again, I feel that's one of those games I'd probably have to play off stream and make like a final opinion on. I will say that I've never played any of the other Xenoblade games. It was only the definitive edition of the first one. I have no idea what the other ones are like. Or if they're connected or anything. thing just stood on me and it killed me instantly. I did not appreciate that. To be fair, the amount of dialogue is too much in Definitive Edition, and if you hated it in Xenoblade, you will despise Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, again, I don't know exactly what it is about Kingdom Hearts. I will preface this and say I've never actually played one at all. It's just, there is something about that game, I just, for whatever reason, I've just never been interested in playing it. I mean, I will say, I'm not a huge Disney fan, so that doesn't help. Hello, I am dying from heat. I am so sorry. Yeah, anyone who's caught in the heat waves at the minute, make sure you stay hydrated and stay safe. For me, it's the characters and the cartoonish, childish vibe it has. Yeah, I mean, I guess part of that comes from the Disney aspect of it, I suppose, but it's only 34 degrees Celsius. It was 38 the other day. Oh, God. Yeah, I like stop functioning if it gets to... Even if it gets to, like, 30, that's too, like, no, that's too much for me. Yeah, I will say on the subject of like games for the channel, if anyone ever does have any recommendations or anything, the easiest place to let me know is either on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, or Bluesky, or you can let me know on my Discord. I do have like a channel suggestions part on my Discord, so that's a good place to let me know. Because I'm always open to suggestions for stuff to play. I'm still debating whether to pick up Stellar Blade in the Steam sale. It does look fun. I just need to decide if I can justify buying another game at the minute. So pick it up. Oh, do pick it up, okay. Bluesky, you should sue them for copyright infringement, but for using the word sky. I don't even know how much longer I'll be on Bluesky, honestly. We'll see. Apparently they've started rolling out age verification just to use the app in some places, like at all. And if that happens, I'm not staying. Yeah, like I said, Ghost Trick's really fun from what I've played so far, but it's definitely a game I want to play off stream rather than on stream. Stellar Blade would be my second choice, then Into the Breach. There is a banana bread in the party, I just realised, yeah. I could have been you, Drac, and I wouldn't have known. Not even a recast. I do understand how much of a big deal a heatwave is for you guys in Europe, but it's always funny for people to say 30 Celsius is so much, when over here in California, like 110 Fahrenheit is my limit. Yeah, I mean, you know why? It's just because it's like a humidity thing, and just because of lack of air conditioning and stuff as well. Oh yeah, and avert your eyes, yeah. I'm sorry. I miss AC on my old place. Oh, does your new place not have it? Oh, that's horrible. 38 degrees with no AC is disgusting. I only know it's gold because Miller is the right handgun. It is. Okay, well that ended quickly. I don't understand why the Volt Brothers part at the end is so easy. Okay, again, yeah, it's just... Oh, Ancient Unsealer. They started working the building recently, don't know if it's going to be faster. I'm glad they've started working on it at least. Has it really been 5 months since you had to move out? That's insane. Yeah, I think everyone just waits to use like nanoblast and SUVs until the end and they just get obliterated. Actually, I should look to see if anyone is there, actually. Hey, Young Shadow, good to see you. Oh, thank you very much for that, DKD. That's really kind of you. Let's go. 5 gifted subs. Enjoy the subs if you got one. Yeah, thanks for that, dude. Okay, unless I'm blind, I don't see any of the names I recognize, so I think we're good. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Is the 50 plus subs alert the 13-star drop? I think there is one that uses the 13-star drop. I can't remember what the limit is, though. It's been so long since I set the sub alerts up. Yeah, again, thank you very much for that. Do you guys have lower level characters you want to level? Instead of event over and over. I mean, I was going to spam the event quite a bit just because it is the last day of it, apparently. My other character, I think, is about level... It's either high 50s or 60, around there. I only have 2 characters, so... I'd do it if the game would let me log in. Yeah, I'm sorry you're still having problems with that. Yeah, I mean, if people have low-level characters, I'm down to do some low-level stuff as well. I got my Sealed J sword, and it's been a pain to unlock the true form. Tell me about it. First of all, congrats on getting the Sealed J. Yeah, I'm still unsealing mine. Mine is, like, very much a work in progress. In fact, I literally got mine last anniversary and still haven't unsealed it. That's how work in progress it is. I really don't like these guys. You're at 8,000 kills so far. You are further along than me. I think I've only got about 5,000 on that. Yeah, it is probably one of the dullest things I've ever had to do in PSO, unsealing that thing. I think the game refuses to give me gold because it knows it's the last thing I need to hunt. That's a really good use of it, honestly, DKDX. I suppose if you're leveling a hunter. Yeah, I think this year for Anniversary on Affinia, I think I'm going to try and go for Heaven Punisher. Just starting to say I've found, 3 of the big rares. I've already got Psycho 1, I've already got SGS. I feel like I need Lavis and Heaven Punisher. You want to go for Heart of Tension, Blaster, and SGS. I don't know if you saw, Drac, I think it was Lantana on the Affinia Discord, found 2 Heart of Tension Blasters in one room. I mean, how? Yeah, they got 2 in one room, so they got 2 banners. Can't remember the exact drop rate. I'm sure it's about 1 in 4,000 or so. My pan arms. Oh, Banana Bread got a banner. Congrats, dude. Twin Heaven Strikers use Star Plus. So we're getting banners in PSU. He said Drax Imposter, apparently. I still don't know what the deal is with, like, U Star Plus, how that differs from U Plus, but... It seems like the U Star Plus is usually banners. Oh, it's a shiny weapon, okay. That's really cool. It has a star. I mean, yeah, that's one difference. Forest will burn in this event. Yeah, I'm still trying to decide what the way to hunt Heaven Punisher is for me this year. I do have a blue full that can do Forest, but I genuinely don't know if I like the idea of hunting Hilditars. I'm leaning towards trying Mirror Carols. Speaking of Heaven Punisher as well, there'll be a video going live probably some point this week, which will be a guide on some ways to hunt it. Get another SGS. Well, people keep telling me that I need to get an SGS with hit. As if finding one of them wasn't bad enough. You know, it only took 20 years to find the first one. If I get another Punisher, I'll trade it for your second SGS, Sky. I mean, we are assuming a lot. Yes, 20 years, yes. I will say not consistently, because that would be terrifying. But yeah, I started hunting it originally on PS or GameCube in like 2003. Yeah, I think obviously it was very much like an off and on hunt. I did a little bit on GameCube, I did a bit on Sega Blueburst, and a bit on the server that shall not be named, and then a bit on Affinia. I think in total, I think I got it after about... It was about 10 or 11,000 gig use. Gave up on GameCube. Yeah, it was rough on GameCube. Most of the way I hunted on GameCube was I had a friend that I played with more or less every day, and we used to just duel Phantasmal World 4. The sad thing is, when you finally get it, it's like, oh, it's not even that good. I mean, TGS is okay. At least it's pretty strong. SGS is just a bit weak. Special is good if you get on with hit, I guess, but yeah. So we'll do... Should we do one more high-level run and then we can switch over to some low-level characters? I say low-level, lower. It's kind of known on Clementine that the way the banners work, if you sort of change screens while the banner's on, it will just start scrolling the banner again. So you see the same banner about 5 times. It's not like using a Heaven Striker and feeling like a god right out of the box. Yeah, it is a problem with PSO. We've talked about this before, but there is a problem with PSO where like certain weapons that are stupidly rare are just not that great. SGS really is only good if you get on with really good hit. If you want to keep it sealed anyway. And even unsealed, it's like, it's strong, but let's be real, something like a charge caliber is probably going to do more damage. Yeah, that game is balanced very weirdly, by which I mean not very balanced at all. But the thing is though, if you're using a charge caliber, you don't have the swag. So yeah, I could do all the damage, or I could do less damage and look good doing it. There is a charm to older unbalanced games. There is. NGS item design is a snooze fest. Yeah, the problem with NGS item design, honestly, I don't mind like the way the weapons look, that's fine. The problem is that they all kind of share the same abilities within the same series, so it makes them all a bit stale, I guess. I'm not always, if I don't look cool, literally nothing else matters. If you have experience boosters, leave them on shared storage. Yeah, I should do, really. I might have a couple. Oh, you're going for a Galatine DX. Nice one. Yeah, Galatine's really nice, especially if you get on one hit. Really, it's probably one of the only good sabers. I mean, I know Excalibur's good, but that's basic because it hits 3 targets and has Berserk. And I guess Red Saber's decent with the, Crimson Coat set boost. Well, that's mainly for the Gizondi glitch on Voloped. Or for mailing with a 4 new well if you want to do that. Yeah, but Galatine, even though it only hits 1 target, it's still good just because of how ridiculously overpowered strong it is. I should note, for anyone who didn't play the Sega servers, by the way, Galatine was never that good. Because it had variable attack power on the official servers. So its attack power would change like during the course of the day. And it could be very, very strong at some points of the day, but then it could go down to as low as about 100 attack power, somewhere around there. Where on Affinia, they just made it maximum attack power all the time. Same as Morning Glory, actually. Getting it for my full mar for the Spirit Attack. Yeah, all I would say is you will probably need one with hit for a full mar. Because yeah, full mar, like Drax said, is blind. And I say that as someone who plays Hunuel, which is also blind. Just less blind. So why don't they do that for Heaven Strike and Heaven Punisher? I mean, they kind of have with the filters, but yeah, they make you get an item to do it, I guess. I got a red ring in a trade because a player playing Hugas asked me, where's my red ring? I mean, if they're asking you where your red ring is, they probably need to go and look at the drop charts again because it's really hard to get. Yeah, red ring virtually non-existent. I found one a couple of years ago, and that is the only one I've seen drop now. And, you know, we've done a lot of TTF and Exard. It just doesn't drop. What is a red ring? Exactly. Red ring seems easy to get, but it's not. There's several issues with it, so, I mean, obviously it's only certain IDs. There's no real quick way of getting to falls. I mean, TTF is the quickest way, but even that, you know, it takes you a little bit to get through to ruins to get to falls. And then even when you get there, it's like a 1 in 186. Yeah, I think it's a much harder drop than people probably realize, honestly. 1 in 186 doesn't look that hard when you look at it. But yeah, it's when it's from a boss. With how many banners I've seen, it should only be 30 PDs max. Yeah, you see, apparently it drops for everyone else. Also, I think we're very much confusing one of the people in this party by talking about red ring. And the guy thinks we're talking about shifter. He asked for 40 for the trade for red ring, but he was 2 PD short from 40, so he negotiated 35, and he gave me a red ring for 35. That's not bad. Yeah, 35 is pretty good. Need to start hunting for 171. Yeah, I intended to get one for my Remal. She's now 187 and still doesn't have one. She's still using a ranger wall. I'll get one eventually. Whether I end up buying one or finding one, I don't know. But yeah, it's a tough drop. It's kind of funny, so we've got a rare drop boost on this at the minute, and I found less than last week, well, less than last time. You don't need red ring if you have wall. Wall is, well, red ring is just like a straight upgrade from wall. Wall is still fine though. You know, it's still good. I mean, nothing can barely hit it because Rim Elevate's so high anyway. But yeah, red ring is basically just ranger wall with some more stats. So yeah, what I'll do is I will switch over to a low level character now. I see Drax here. So we'll switch over, and if anyone wants to bring a low level character, we can do that. Only found one red ring, bought the others. Yeah, I might have to end up buying some. How'd you upgrade the mag storage in your room? You can buy an item called, I think it's called a Nano Transfer X. One of the shops on the Guardians Colony sells it, or the machine in your room can sell it as well. There should be like a shop machine in the corner, I think, if you've unlocked the shop part. But yeah, there's an item called Nano Transfer X, and that expands your storage by, I want to say, 50? Okay, so I'm level 60 on my other character. I have no idea what she has equipped. Probably terrible stuff. But we'll make it work. What does she have? Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Let me check my room quickly, because I need to see if there's any better gear for her first. Yeah, my other character's only 60. I have 2 characters and that's it. Get experience boosters. Does she have any with her? No. Do I have any in here? I have one there. Well, that'll do for now.
10 gifted 5 subscriptions to the community. Welcome to the Fala fam.
Thank you again for the 5 gifted. Really, really kind of you. No, I appreciate that, dude. Again, congrats to everyone who got the subs. Right, what do I even have? Do I have anything for this character? I have a dual bird U+, but I am not a class. What class hack am I even playing? Is it Forte Gunner? Forte Gunner, okay. It's been so long since I played this character, I can't remember anything that she's got. Alright, so we've got nothing there, so we're just going to roll with it. I do have D parts, though. I'll use those. I could go get more gear from another character, but that requires effort. Yeah, this is like my poverty character that has nothing. I think she probably has nothing as well because I probably spam leveled her through Clem Camp. Wait until you see mine. On Clementine, if I do download it, I plan to make a female cast. Yeah, I've always liked the casts in PSU. As usual, again, if anyone wants in, feel free. Okay, yeah, Pig is like super low, but we can do like low rank. I mean, we should get level pretty quickly. Experience should be pretty busted, I would imagine. Yeah, I'll set a game up, and if anyone does want in, just jump in. Yes, I mean, it's all 15 enemies in this, so we can start with this, and then Pika should level pretty quickly. What, actually, what do we need for B rank? What is the requirement for it? So, at 20 we can do B. And then 44 A rank, okay. Someone just found 3 seals. Alright, so we've gone from exhilarating high-end gameplay to this. Also, I forgot to change the camera view. God damn it. I guess we're doing this side-scrolling then. Yeah, the only cool thing she has is this rifle. That's it. Alright, poverty mode, let's go. Pig is already leveled. Okay, I think Pig is going to be leveled pretty quickly. 3 levels already. I mean, this might be the fastest I've seen someone level. I'm not saying we're carrying, but I'm not saying that. I also like how Drax's low-level character is still 164. Hey, we take it. I probably do need to play other characters in PSU more. Because I do play the same character every time I play this, so... Finally, an ultimate on Affinia. Leeching off other people's Royal Limits runs got me to 112 super quick. Yeah, episode 4 is ridiculous experience, particularly in Experience Week as well. Is it your first character in Ultimate, Young Shadow, or have you been in Ultimate before? Yeah, the leveling is ridiculous. I think it's because obviously there's a high enemy count, it's quite dense enemies, but then I think for today there is an experience, like an extra experience boost as well, possibly. There's definitely an RDR boost. I can't remember if they added experience or not. This probably has boosted experience anywhere though, I would imagine. It might just be an RDR boost that they added for today. It was added yesterday, I think, for Independence Day. And they just let it run till the rest of the event. Yeah, it is funny when you bring a really low level character here and they just level off every single spawn. Yeah, Pika is like 17 already. They were level 4 when they started. Sorry, 18. It is nice to play a different character for a change, I will say that. Yeah, again, if anyone in chat does have a low level character, feel free to jump in. I'm hoping that we can just run this until the stream ends, because I'm hoping I don't have to switch over games, but if we do, we do. Okay, so Pika got to 19 in one run. Shimp wasn't 20 because 20 is the next rank, but honestly, it was so quick. I wish I wasn't at work so I could get in on this. I mean, we'll play PSU, you know, we tend to do it every few weeks usually. What I will say as well is, I don't know, I can't know if you're on the Discord or not, Shady, but on there I do have like a look into play section, so if anyone is on a game and wants to party with people, just post in there, and if anyone's around, I'm sure they'll jump on with you. Can I also point out how weird it is that we're taking this quest from one of the Vol brothers and then killing them at the end. I guess it is a VR level. That is very weird. Yeah, unfortunately we've got to do C rank again because B rank starts at 20. Well, this should only take a couple of minutes anyway, so it's no worries. Oh, Pika is now Knuckles. I don't think I can do that in quest. I think I have to do it beforehand. Maybe next run I will change to a Sonic character. Also, I forgot to change the camera view again. I guess this is my life now. So I guess we're getting towards the point in the stream where we have to bring up, you know, the latest controversies in the gaming industry. It feels about that time. So, I mean, I doubt there's much difference on opinions in this, but thoughts on Sony stopping physical games? Does anyone think that's a good thing? I imagine Sony probably do. Side scroll here is strictly cooler. It is. There is some weird stuff with the side scroll in this. I know last time when I played this, when I was playing my Beast, I wasn't able to use my Nanoblast if I was doing side scrolling, but if I wasn't side scrolling, I could. Hi, Nimble Soul Thief, good to see you. Yeah, I think the way that I've read into the news from Sony is, so they're stopping the physical games globally from like, I think it was about January 2028. So that to me says that the PS6 is probably going to come out around then and is going to be discless. Because why would you say that otherwise? So now imagine a world where your new PS6 comes out and it's going to cost you, like, let's be real, it's probably going to cost about $1,000. Like, I can't see it costing much less than that. And it's not even going to have a disk drive. Stopping printing games makes a lot of sense, but for the consumers it takes away a very magical part of buying games. Yeah, I mean, I get it from like sort of a business point of view in terms of, you know, they said that most of their consumers buy digitally. I would imagine that a lot of people buy digitally because it's just a lot more convenient. There's no doubt about that, you know, buying a game on an online store is a lot easier than going to buy a physical one, obviously. But it does take away the issue of, well, sorry, it creates the issue of you basically have a license for a game when you buy a digital copy. And when servers and stuff go down, are you able to access that game anymore? I mean, I don't know what that is, but I'll take it. We need to stop killing games to save us. Yeah. They've had mixed success so far, haven't they, really? In other words, knowing Sony has the history of just pulling the rug on the stuff that you bought. Well, I don't know if you saw, but they've also announced that, I can't remember if it was someone on, it might be on Discord that linked it, I can't remember now. But someone said that apparently there is a new clause for PlayStation Store where if you, I think it's if you don't log into your account for, was it 36 months? They have the right to just delete your account, which would include all your purchases. They can apparently just do that now. Okay, B rank time. Oh yeah, definitely, Young Shadow. I know a lot of the games that you get now, even if you buy a physical copy, quite often you still need to take it online to update it. You still need to get a license to play it and everything. It's just unfortunate that it's going to purely digital. I kind of feel sorry for like young people in, say, I don't know, what, 10, 15 years who want to play older games, because there's going to be no real way to play them. Also feel a bit sorry for like independent gaming stores as well, because they're not going to have those physical games to be able to sell. I think Sony said they will still be able to sell like digital codes for the games. So it's not that you're going to be locked into like PlayStation Store to buy something. You will still be able to buy a code from like an indie store, but it's just not the same. There will be a way, just not a legal one. Yeah, I mean, the way they phrased it was that they were basically saying that most of their consumers buy digital anyway, and I guess it's less expensive for them to make all the you know, to make the packaging, to make the discs and everything. I mean, theoretically, if they're not producing the packaging or the discs anymore, then surely that means that the game shouldn't cost as much, but we know that's not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, if you were Sony, why would you reduce the price on the game because of that? Even if you kept the game at the same price, you're still making a lot more profit because you're not having to produce the physical parts of it. But yeah, I'm really, really not a fan of them stopping physical games. I think sort of the collector market who want to collect physical copies of the games is going to get absolutely decimated by it. And although that is admittedly quite a small fragment of the market in comparison to the wider player base, it's still a shame. Again, I kind of get why they're doing it from a business standpoint, but it doesn't make it any nicer of a decision. I think what makes this whole thing funny, though, is that old PlayStation 4 ad that they did, where they were mocking Xbox for their like game sharing. And they did that like very, very famous video of them just saying like, this is how you share a game on PS4, and just handed the game over. And now Sony have like completely gone back on that. It's like we live so long to see the hero become the villain. Well, to be fair, for Sony, they seem to go through like a cycle where they're the hero 1 minute, then the villain the next, and then just keep flip-flopping on that, really. Actually, pro game price going up, but I want wages to go first. Yeah, I mean, if games go up in price, but those costs are being used to, you know, pay the actual staff that work on them well, then I would be more for it. But we all know that's not the case. That's not where the money's going. And I think at the moment, I think all of the sort of the big gaming companies, they've all got their own spin on how they're doing the like, transition towards digital gaming. And I don't really know what the best approach is for it, honestly. Obviously, Sony have decided they're just going purely digital. Xbox are apparently going to trial doing a thing where you can take one of your physical games and basically convert it to digital and get a license for it. Which sounds very weird. But then they said the way it would work is that if you then sold the game to someone, the transfer license would transfer to someone else. So I guess that is still a way of making the physical games viable to an extent, but it's still transferring them to digital. Man, look at all these absolutely useless rares. Yeah, and then obviously Nintendo are doing the whole game keycard thing, which is just very, very weird. I still don't really get what the point of that is. Let me clarify, I'm pro game pricing going up without Game Pass and other microtransactions, but if you're going to litter the game with that, then keep the box price down. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think if a game has a lot of microtransactions in it, then the actual price of the main game should be lower to compensate, since they're going to have an income coming in anyway. Or even free to play, but gonna see if I can upgrade my class. Yeah, no worries. We can wait around. Yeah, it just feels like they've all got this idea of going towards digital only. I mean, it's probably going to happen. I don't see a way of stopping it, really. It's quite obvious that a lot of the gaming companies are set on going towards digital only. I should say as well, I'm not against digital games. Yeah, I mean, I use Steam. I'd be a hypocrite if I said I was against digital games. But it's just sad from like a collector point of view, just seeing all the physical games go away. Like for me, as a kid, I know this is like back in the land before digital was even a thing, but it was nice to get a game and like have the manual and everything. That's just something that doesn't happen now. Again, I mean, that was like decades ago. It used to be that if a game was covered in microtransactions, then it was free to play. Nowadays, every game has so little stuff to buy, or so much little stuff to buy on top of being full price. Yeah, I feel Monster Hunter is quite bad for that. Although the counterbalance for that is that a lot of the stuff that's like add-ons for Monster Hunter tends to be like purely like decorations, so it's not really anything to worry about. But Monster Hunter tends to have a lot of DLC. This is mostly a AAA problem. Indies are mostly free these days. Yeah, I would agree with that. One more, can do. I would legit cry if my copy of PSO GameCube was lost or destroyed. Yeah, mine is very much in that display cabinet behind me. And is staying there. Well, unless it's in the GameCube. Also, I forgot to change my character to Sonic again. And I forgot to do the side view again. I have the literal memory of a goldfish, I swear. Yeah, so yeah, with Monster Hunter, so you have the paid expansion, and then you have the actual title updates are free. What I mean by the extra bought content is there is a lot of like cosmetic DLC and everything for Monster Hunter, and there is, if you look on Steam for say Monster Hunter World or Wilds, there is a ton of it. Still playing Streets of Phantasy Star. Yeah, man, I don't mind the cosmetic stuff being paid necessarily, as long as there's stuff you can get in the game as well, which there is. It's more just the amount of it for Monster Hunter. Like, if you look at the DLC list, it's ridiculous. Man, I think one of the worst games I saw for DLC, I can't remember which version it was now, but it was one of the Musu games. I can't remember if it was a Samurai Warriors game or a Dynasty Warriors game. And it had like literally hundreds of dollars of DLC. I can't remember which one it was now. Sims 4. Yeah, Mist said The Sims as well. I think you could play any Monster Hunter game and never run into a FOMO feeling because someone has an armor set that's super cool and you only get it by buying it. Yeah, again, it's mostly just cosmetic, so I guess the only FOMO really with Monster Hunter is if there is like a nice outfit that is a DLC that you need to buy. But yeah, typically with Monster Hunter you have enough cool looking armors in the game anyway, so it's not really an issue. Again, it's more just the amount of the DLC that I have an issue with. It's by no means the worst game though. Yeah, I think regarding the digital games, I think my other sort of concern with it all is just the fact that at any point they can effectively revoke it. Again, I don't know if you saw, but recently there was a thing posted by, I think again it was PlayStation, I think, where basically anyone who bought certain movies on PlayStation just got basically got an email saying, I'm sorry, but the rights for these have now been removed, so we're removing them from your library. And I hate that that's a thing. I get that licensing is a thing and that's usually the issue. But it's just, I don't like the idea of paying for something and then being told, oh, I'm sorry, the license has now been revoked. You crashed. Well, I think what's happened here is some weirdness, because apparently when you crashed, you sort of took one of the Vol brothers into another dimension with you. Because we've killed 2 of them. Who knows where the 3rd has gone? I've never seen this happen. Yeah, apparently he's just like ceased to exist. Took him to the altar realm. Super messed up. I worry more about that with movies and shows rather than games, though. Yeah, I mean, it can happen to an extent with games. I think it was in Monster Hunter World. Some of the stuff on that got removed after a bit because of licensing. I think it was the Assassin's Creed collaboration stuff and the Monster Hunter movie stuff, which, to be fair, was not a loss anyway, because the Monster Hunter movie stuff was kind of awful. But a couple of things did get removed because of licensing. Right, let me just go back at the previous block and then reload this and see if that helps. Oh no, I can't. Okay, I guess we're stuck here forever. Yeah, we might have to just cancel this, Pika. Yeah, I'll just abandon the mission, I guess. Because apparently the Vol brother's just gone. Hi, Ellie, good to see you. Still have the Assassin Mantle. Glad I was able to nab it before it vanished. Yeah, I've got it on PC as well. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, there is no way of getting that now. Yeah, I'll reload. It's fine. Okay, let me abandon. Okay, we try again. Well, first, let me... I need to make sure I get this right. I can't remember the exact wording of it. I think it's... Is it just Happy Birthday, Sonic? There we go. I am also Knuckles, apparently. Can't remember the last time I watched via YouTube. See if I remember how modding works. Hey, we can do A rank. Update on the leveling in PSO baby. My Uniworld is now level 69. Nice. Okay, so Knuckles is now packing heat. There is a dude with a Knuckles head on the shop. Yeah, don't fuckle with Knuckles. Is that Flamberge you're using, Drac? It looks like it. Yeah, it's Flamberge, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, and Darflo as well. Nice. Also, yeah, we're still side-scrolling. Yeah, so this is a new game. This is Draken and Knuckles. He swapped his guns for, well, guns. Yeah, this is what happens when Knuckles hangs out with Shadow too much. Sort of Sonic 3 on top. Yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Knuckles. I am actually, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to a retro games thing. There's like loads of stalls to sell retro games. And I'm going to try and keep an eye out for basically anything Sega. The dream goal, obviously, is to find someone who has the PAL copy of Phantasy Star 4, doesn't know what it's worth, so I can buy it from them for cheap. That's not going to happen. I would also like to get Sonic and Knuckles if I can, though. Just as another step towards making the Tower of Power. So you've plugged Sonic 3 into Sonic and Knuckles and then plugged that into another copy of Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah, so yeah, it's Sonic 3 and Knuckles, yeah. Yeah, I used to have a copy of Sonic and Knuckles years ago when I had my original Mega Drive, unfortunately, but I got rid of everything years and years ago. So I'm basically trying to rebuild all my collection again. Thankfully, I never owned Phantasy Star 4, so I don't have to feel too bad. Damn, Knuckles has run out of ammo. Do I have such a thing as a photon charge? Still got yours and Sonic 3, nice. Played it a bit on Meg Collection, used to hate Sonic 3D. Yeah, so I never had Sonic 3D when I was younger. I've played it a bit on the... Because I'm pretty sure it's on the collection, isn't it? On the Mega Drive collection, I think. Yeah, I find the controls in Sonic 3 to be very, very horrible. I get it, it was very, very early 3D. I think it kind of gets a pass just because of that, because it was obviously experimenting with stuff that was quite new, I guess. But the controls in that game, man, God. Yeah, hopefully I can pick up some cool stuff at the show. I would love to get my hands on something like a Mega CD or a 32X if I can at some point. They're so expensive though. And I know that most of the games for them are not that great as well. It's just... it looks cool. Like, the childish part of me just really wants a Tower of Power. For no other reason than just to have a Tower of Power. Cool, I got a decent armor from that at least. Sonic Pinball was awesome. Sonic 3 and Knuckles was probably the best of classic games. Favorite is still 2 though, but only by a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I never played the Sonic 3 and Knuckles version. I played the base Sonic 3. I didn't have Sonic 3 though, I had to borrow it from a friend. I think the one I played the most was probably Sonic 2. I'm still terrible at that game though. Like, absolutely horrible. I'm just going to leave it on side-scrolling now. I've committed to it now. Yeah, I love Sonic 2, but I am absolutely hopeless at it. Yeah, I play quite a bit of Sonic and Knuckles as well. Need a break after this, it's too hot, no worries. Yeah, no worries, Drac. I know, obviously, the heat wave, I know it's terrible playing anything, so yeah, no worries at all. Can try to level up quests in the meantime, compare the experience gain. Yeah, I honestly have no idea if running this over and over again is the best play, or the level up quests. I mean, this has been pretty good for Pika. I mean, they're at level 50. They were level 4 when we started. Yeah, I'm basically just trying to build up some of my collection again now, just trying to get some of the stuff I used to have as a kid, and, you know, keep an eye out for some new stuff that I want to try as well. You can go to the Motu pub and get gear for your alts to equip early. I'll have to check that. Yeah, no worries, Pika. I didn't know if you were busy doing something. Check types as well. Yeah, I think with this character, I think I want to eventually go Gunmaster. I need level 40 Gun and more first. I think I have to get this class to, I want to say it's level 10. And I think it's a gun techer as well. I need to get to 10. Are you joining this run, Pika, by the way? Or, if not, I can just start. I mean, you'd be able to join mid-mission anywhere, but... You're joining, okay. Level 10 40 gunner and level 10 gun techer, okay. The only downside of that is I really don't like gun techer. I never used to on the Sega servers anyway. I haven't tried it on here. But yeah, I never enjoyed gun techer. You're playing gun techer on the Neiman. Alright, do I have a Megisaride? There's still people finding Red Ring on Experience Week. Yeah, I don't know how people find things in Experience Week with full rates. Yeah, I'm not sure, Ellie. I never had a Master System as a kid, so I never got to replay any Master System games. Like, my first console I had was a Mega Drive. I had a friend with a Master System, so I did play a little bit when I went to see them. Yeah, because like I said, I never played any of the classic Phantasy Stars until very recently, so... Honestly, I mean, even though I had a Mega Drive, I didn't really have a whole lot of games when I was younger. Just because, you know, it was quite expensive to buy them when you were a kid, you know? You get one game every now and again. Most definitely a Master System as it had Alex Kidd built in. That's like one of the sort of like Mandela effect things with gaming, isn't it? That everyone calls, a lot of people call that game Alex the Kid. It's never been Alex the Kid. It's kind of weird how you just remember things that didn't exist. Oh, I actually got negated. Yeah, I need to remember I don't have high endurance on this character. But yeah, after this run, what we can do is I'm going to check some of the level up quests. I mean, see what the experience is like in comparison. I mean, this seems like a very good experience, so... The Darth Vader quote too. The line is, "No, I am your father, not Luke, I am your father." It's just weird, isn't it, how like these like errors get embedded in everyone's head. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you for the Star Wars one because it's been so many years since I've seen Star Wars. I mean, we are getting some serious levels. I mean, Pika is now at 56, having started at level 4. And I've gone from 60 to 70, so we are putting in work. This guy, it's an old friend from the VR chat days. That is going back a while. Yeah, good to see you. It makes more sense grammatically. People just forget the Japanglish, yeah. Yeah, Knuckles is definitely packing heat. Oh yeah, I remember your names, would you? Yeah, hope you're doing well, dude. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I normally play. Honestly, I haven't played VR in years. I sold my HTC Vive a few years back, and I do have a Meta Quest, but the place I live in now, I don't really have a good VR setup, so it's kind of hard for me to do a full like VR setup now, really. I'm hoping to maybe get somewhere in the next year or so. So it's just very hard to have like a good VR session when you just don't really have much room. You're gonna AFK a bit. Try to level up quests, and if it's too hard, get the gear from the pub. Yeah, we can try that. Level up quests, is that from the... Is it the Ultimate Hub you can access them from, or is it the 5th floor? Ultimate Hub, okay. Yeah, we can go there. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. So yeah, I've been doing this for a few years now. Basically, so the main game series I normally play is usually Phantasy Star games for the most part. So I've kind of, last couple of years, I've been streaming them. If you've just made friends with someone that's 80 plus years old, is it fair to call them an old friend? It's too muggy here. Yeah, I think pretty much everywhere it seems to be very hot and horrible and muggy at the minute. I mean, the heat wave has ended here, thankfully. I think there's one in the south of the country at the moment, possibly, that started. Up here, it's not too bad. But it's still... I'm still sat next to what is essentially... It feels like a microwave oven next to me, honestly. It's incredibly hot, the heat this PC puts out. Yes, but honestly, I haven't played VR in years. I think I tried VR chat on the Meta Quest maybe a year or two ago. I don't really like the Meta Quest headset that much, honestly. I was also trying to get trackers and everything working, it was just a nightmare. Alright, let's try some level up quests. And if anyone just want to jump in as well, I am just in the Guardians Hub. I played PSU for the last week in May 15 years, and I was doing the first level up quest, and someone random joined who happened to have also been playing for the first time in forever. It was a super wholesome time. There we go, there's Pika. Is there a Photon Crystal here? There is. Alright, let's try this. Let's see how horribly this goes. Yeah, it's always nice when you run into someone who like used to play these games, and then they've maybe just come back to what I just found the server. Alright, so what kind of level are we at the moment? So that is 40 plus. That's 70 plus, okay, so... We can try this. I don't want to do something too difficult because there's only 2 of us and Pig is obviously a bit lower level as well. You only jump on VR like once or twice a year to see what's happening. Honestly, the other issue I had as well is that on the Meta Quest, it felt like it was running terrible. Like, even if I ran it through Steam, just the lag and everything was insane. I don't know if it's something to do with the setup I've got at the minute, but it ran way worse. To the point where like some of the maps were actually nauseating to play. Let's see, we'll do this because I haven't done linear line for ages. Let's try that. See how much experience this is. It's awful on MetaQuest. I mean, I tried it on the integrated MetaQuest, and that was horrible. But even run it through Steam, for like Steam VR as well, it was just not good. The main issue I was having with the Quest though was just getting the trackers working properly. Obviously, when I had the HTC Vive, it wasn't an issue because I had the Vive trackers, which are kind of designed to run with it. But with the MetaQuest, the only trackers I managed to get were some of the Slime VR trackers, and I could not get them working well. Let's do TTF. I'd like to point out that you're not normally Knuckles in this game. I'm guessing it's this way. Nice. Any enemies here? There is. Hi, Zil. Good to see you. Yeah, so I think this will probably be the last PSU stream for at least a couple of weeks. And basically, again, I'm only really playing it today because the event was ending today. We've done a fair bit of the event, so mix it up a little bit with some level up quests. I'll be completely honest, this area's music and design is so great into me. I hate this place. I wouldn't be surprised if people loaded this zone up and it was their reason for returning the game. I think the music is a bit much. I think one of the issues is that with PSO at least, the music was that like dynamic music that would, it would calm down a lot whenever there wasn't enemies around. This is just kind of like in your face all the time. The area itself, I don't mind the look of it. It's obviously it's meant to be like the transport area for the Guardians colony that's like overtaken by the Seed. I think for a first area though, I can see why some people wouldn't like it because it is kind of very kind of bland colour palette. You mean you don't enjoy the repetitious sound of the bass guitar? It's good to see you. I follow your channel, so it's good to see what you're putting out. Yeah, like I said, the majority of it's mainly Phantasy Star content for the different Phantasy Star games. But I do play other stuff as well, so I've been playing through Chrono Trigger as well on Wednesdays. So I normally do like Wednesday and Sunday streams usually, and then put videos out as and when. This very much just a hobby really, so I still have like a full-time job and everything, so it's kind of balance it all around that. PSO music design is keynote, some of the best in the industry. They could just throw in a bit more ruin to the map. All we really get is a little pile of rubble here and there and some flat broken glass on the floor. That is a good point, yeah. I mean, considering it's been taken over by, like, the destroyers of the universe, all they've managed to do is break a few windows. Bit of rock here and there, that's about it. Yeah, Chrono Trigger's been really cool so far. It's my first time playing through it. I am pretty far through now. From what people in chat have told me, I'm basically at the point where I think I can go and fight the final boss whenever I want to. But I'm up to the point where I can go and do all the side quests. I'm currently up to the part where I need to go and try and revive Chrono. But yeah, I've had a really good time with it. I never got to play it when it released because I never had any of the consoles that it released on. Yeah, really, really enjoying that so far. Still not my favourite JRPG though. That's still Phantasy Star 4. I genuinely don't know what a game would have to beat Phantasy Star for me now. Yeah, soundtrack and Chrono Trigger is really good. I know they basically did this same sort of map again later in the game where you fight falls, but they could have put the pustules on the walls and stuff. If Chrono Trigger doesn't win, nothing will. So what you're saying is all downhill from here. That's the issue, Neem. I mean, if I was sort of a neutral bystander who didn't have experience of Phantasy Star or Chrono Trigger, maybe I'd think Chrono Trigger's better. I don't know. Obviously, I am very, very biased because I love Phantasy Star, so in that regard, it's very easy for Phantasy Star 4 to be higher up for me. I think what I'm trying to say is I think Chrono Trigger is about as good as it could be for a game that isn't Phantasy Star for me. I mean, I think I like it more than pretty much all the Final Fantasies I've played. Admittedly, there are a lot of them I haven't played, but I know FF7 is always treated as like the holy grail RPG, but I'll be honest, I don't think it is. I like FF7 a lot. It's a very good game. I don't think it's the best RPG ever made or anything. I'll be honest, this might be controversial. I don't really like Sephiroth as a villain. I have to control myself not to play 12. Yeah, 12 is one I've never managed to play yet. I should probably try that at some point. Yeah, again, I'm not saying I don't like 7. I really, really enjoyed my time through 7. But I just don't think it's the perfect game it's always made out to be. It was the trench coat wearing too cool for school wannabes that made me not like 7, which also leads to my despising of trench coats. He does love his trench coats. Yeah, again, 7's always been a game I have liked, but I just don't think it's one of the best villains for me personally. I actually also think with 7, I kind of like Hojo as a villain more. I think he's more interesting. Again, this might be like absolute blasphemy that I'm saying here. I mean, I think I really like Final Fantasy X as well. But 10 I have a problem with just because of the difficulty of it. It's, for me, it was always far too easy. Obviously with the exception of like the super bosses that were added. I think the main story in 10 is just a bit of a joke for difficulty. FF7 Remake is better than the original. My apologies. That is a spicy take. I don't know how I feel about that because I've only played through maybe half of the first FF7 Remake. I like the FF7 Remake from what I played for the most part. I don't like some of the decisions they made with some parts of the story. Send him to the dungeon. I think the other thing that bugs me about 7 as well is just the fact like how much attention is spent on 7 from Square. It almost feels like 7 is the only Final Fantasy that matters in Square's eyes. I mean, it's got like what? It got a movie. It's got you know, a 3-part remake. It got spin-offs. I don't think your take is super controversial these days. Duncan on FF7 has gotten very popular. OG FF7 is still top dog for me, and Sephiroth is my favourite villain to each their own though. Yeah, I appreciate a lot of people are going to really like Sephiroth as a villain. It's just for me personally, it didn't hit. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that, Pika. Yeah, they're adding Tifa to Street Fighter armor. Tekken lost their chance. Alright, let's see what else we got. I mean, I've always said I think my favourite Final Fantasy is probably 8, but I realise that in itself is a weird take because I know a lot of people don't like 8 and the story is super weird. But I always kind of liked 8. Square needs to do FF8 next. I mean, all FF8 got was that remaster, which was like the most half-assed thing you've ever seen. Like, they hate FF8. What is Load Runners? I don't recognise that at all. It's all in Japanese. Fantastic. Let's do it. Level up quest seems slow, but then again, I'm not there one shot and everything. Yeah, I mean, I still got a level from it. People dunk on Van for not being a good protagonist. Honestly, for me, I find a lot with JRPGs. Quite often, my favourite characters are not the protagonists. It's usually like some side character or something. It's rare that I like the main character the most. Even for the Phantasy Star games, like... Yeah, I mean, Chazinfo is like an interesting lead, I guess. But he's still not by no way near my favourite character. Have you tried out Clair Obscur? We were talking about that a bit earlier, Shadu. So I have not played it. I deliberately didn't play it when it released because I was in the middle of other stuff. And I basically muted everything about it online because I didn't want to spoil anything for it. I do want to play it at some point, but I'm just waiting for a good sale on it. Like the Steam sale at the minute for me isn't enough off it. I'm going to wait a little bit longer, but I do want to play it. I know everyone loves Clair Obscur, so I definitely want to play it. What about SMT or Persona? So first of all, I've mentioned this before. I do have like a little bit of a beef with Persona. And that is just purely because I feel that Sega treat Persona as their main RPG love now. And Phantasy Star's got lost along the way somewhere. Getting that out the way, though. I would not be against trying a Persona game. The only thing that terrifies me about Persona is every time I hear someone talk about playing it, they're always like, oh yeah, I'm like 120 hours in and I've just started. Like the game length terrifies me. Exactly, yeah, like 100 hours minimum. Just pick the first trilogy. You see, it sounds like Monster Hunter, but with Monster Hunter, I see that as more PSO adjacent. So, you know, I'm going after items. I'm trying to, you know, farm stuff. It's not so much about the story. But I get what you mean, you know. I mean, I've spent like, what, probably like 1,500 hours or so on World. All Phantasy Star needs are some solidly designed Goonabait characters that don't look generic and it'll break back into the zeitgeist. It's got the Goonabait characters, but they're all in NGS. And obviously NGS just is not a JRPG, so... Persona 2 Geology, I think you would like that one specifically. Are we missing something here? I feel like we're just running around in circles. Do you ever stream Monster Hunter? I streamed, so probably a couple of years ago now, I streamed some Monster Hunter World a few times. And I have also streamed Wilds when, so I did Wilds when the beta test was active. And I did a few streams of it when it first launched. And then realized it ran terrible at the time. But apart from that, I haven't done any of the others. I have played a few others, so I've played a bit of Generations Ultimate, and I played Rise and Sunbreak as well. But I never streamed those. What is this map? But yeah, I do really enjoy Monster Hunter for the most part. Wild was just issues with the performance I had, but I know a lot of that got solved later. Just by then, I was kind of done with it. Didn't really feel like going back to it. Are there any actually good design characters in NGS? I just remember seeing the most bland NPCs. There is for sure a lot of very, very bland characters. The latest sort of heroine character they've added is kind of an interesting design. Just NGS, back in the day, Nate and Rika showed a lot of leg in their outfits. They did. To be fair, I know people say about NGS being Goonabait. To be fair though, a lot of the Goonabait in NGS is mainly like the player characters. It's not so much the actual Sega design characters. What's my main weapon? At the minute I'm using a shotgun. So at the minute I'm playing 40 gunner on this. In Monster Hunter though, in case you're on about that, it varies a bit. So before Wilds, I played mainly Insect Glaive. I love Insect Glaive in World, and I quite liked it in Rise as well. I hated what they did to Insect Glaive in Wilds though. I really didn't like the changes to it. So in Wilds, I mainly played Hammer. Because Unga Bunga, you know? As you should do. No, Hammer's really fun in Wilds. I do like it a lot. Yeah, I just wasn't a big fan of the changes to Insect Glaive. Even Monster Hunter understood the assignment with the Goonabait. Yeah, I mean, Gemma is a very popular character, for sure. I wouldn't say she's like Derek the Goonabait necessarily, but They knew what they were doing. Insect Glaive changed a lot over the course of the updates. When was the last time you tried Wilds? The last time I tried it was the title update before the Final Fantasy one. I think, was it the laggy update, maybe? The things I didn't like about it. So, in World, you could, when you were getting the insect extracts, you could basically just get red and white, and that would kind of do you. Like, if you got the orange, it was a nice little bonus, but you could fight totally fine with just the red and white. In Wilds, you basically need all three, or you don't have your combos. So I'm not a big fan of that. I know there's a way of getting them quicker. I just don't like that at the start of the fight I'm more or less useless. No, TU1 was, that was Mizutsuno, wasn't it? What was the other thing I didn't like? Oh yeah, the charge attack thing they added as well. I wasn't a huge fan of that because it felt like it basically made everything else not worth using. Because it did so much damage. I used to like playing it in World where I like the sort of meta of using like Tornado Slash. So like grounded Insect Glaive, which I know is weird in itself because everyone likes to do Helicopter Insect Glaive. But grounded was actually pretty good in World. And I used to like playing it like that. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the additions they made, really. There was a good character in NGS, it's Luther. I mean, yeah, I can't hate Luther. We do have two Knuckles, yes. So this is PSU and Knuckles. So basically, Harmonia, yeah. If you type in Happy Birthday Sonic at the minute, you get transformed into a Sonic character, and we happen to both get transformed into Knuckles. We're just accepting it now. Maybe Knuckles is plural for his name, and he's actually Knuckle. And there's two of them. Yeah, just going back to Monster Hunter Wilds, though. I know I've had issues with the game, but I do want to go back to it at some point. There is obviously expansion coming at some point in 2027. I will probably go back to it maybe just before then. Do a few things I didn't get a chance to do. And then get ready for the expansion. And I'm hoping the expansion solves a lot of the problems with it. I mean, to be fair, they did fix a lot of the issues with the game. It just took them a long time to do it. I want the game to be good because I love Monster Hunter. Oh, 3-4 on charge. I will take that. I should really put these on my palette, actually. Oh, we've got some rare enemies. Yeah, what actually happened with Snowbreak? Because I remember that getting advertised everywhere and then just seemed to disappear. TLDR, they broke laws in China about porn and thought they could get away with it. Okay. I'm guessing they found out they could not get away with it. Spoilers, they caused a controversy and couldn't. So the company that released Snowbreak, were they a Chinese company then? Yes. Yeah, I mean that's kind of on them really, isn't it? You know, if you're a Chinese company, you're releasing in China, and I know China is obviously very strict about like censorship and stuff, so that seems like a massive risk, to be honest, to try going against that. Full Chinese dev and the game was one server, so the butchering affect all players. Oh, that kind of sucks. I mean, theoretically, having a server for everyone is good because it lets, you know, it lets players all play with each other, you know, which I'm all for. I used to love it on PSO when all the servers were kind of linked. You had your separate ships, obviously, but you could still go and play on them. But I guess that is the downside of doing it. That is stupid, though, really. So I'm going to take a guess here. So he said the game is still going, but is obviously pretty butchered. Oh, we've got Rappies as well. Cool. Did they then have to redesign a lot of the characters then? No, that wasn't too bad. We got a few rare enemies as well. They also deleted porn from the main story and censored some parts with Steam. I remember this item, Me Quick, which is a great name. I remember that being very rare on the official Sega servers. It was like Me Quick and Ha Quick, I think it was. Yeah, I know censoring is like quite a big thing. The game got very confused there. It was trying to invite this person. Yeah, because I know there's other games where you'll see like the advertising where the advertising will be like deliberately censored for certain regions. I mean, honestly, releasing a game like that in China seems like a mistake from the start. I mean, they must have known how strict the laws and everything were there. So it is kind of on them, really. Okay, so Pika is 59. I guess we can do... Yeah, we'll do Blade Legacy. Well, we'll try it. We'll see how it goes, because it is level 100 enemies. Might be a bit too high. Oh, Drax here, actually, so we'll be fine. Yeah, I should reiterate that I'm not saying that censorship is a good thing. I think it does suck in a lot of cases. But in that case where you know that you're a Chinese dev releasing your game worldwide, but admittedly in China as well, it's common sense, isn't it, really, that you are going to have to scale things back in those regions. Yeah, as much as I don't like censorship, unfortunately, you know, in countries like that, there is not a whole lot you're going to do about it. It's always going to be like that. But yeah, honestly, I had no idea that's what happened to Snowbreak. I just remember that there was advertisements everywhere for, like, regardless of where you were looking, they were advertising. They were pushing that game hard for advertisements. Even though I didn't really have an interest in playing it, there was advertisements all over the place for it. And they just seemed to disappear. On the plus side, because I feel we do have to talk about some positive stuff for gaming as well, because we've talked about a lot of negative stuff. There is a few like good success stories recently, so that there's a game that released fairly recently, I believe it's called Mecha Chameleon, I think, which is a little indie game that has sold ridiculous amounts. I've seen a lot of people playing that on Twitch and YouTube as well. It seems like a pretty fun party game. But yeah, that has sold ridiculous amounts. Yeah, it's kind of a cool concept for a game, honestly. Where you basically like paint around your character to try and make them blend into the surroundings. It's kind of, yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. Kid Chameleon, my mind went there straight away. No, it's called Mecha Chameleon. You have certain people that are hiders, and you basically find somewhere on the map, and then you paint your character to try and blend your character into the map to hide them. And then there's some characters that try and hunt you and try and find you. It's basically hide and seek, but it's quite a cool concept for a game. Yeah, it's like prop hunt but funny, exactly. Oh, Foul Claw. Yeah, Mecha Chameleon's the name of it. And then we've also had, like I mentioned, you might have seen on the Twitch notification, we've also had Rhythm Heaven, or Rhythm Tengoku, or Rhythm Paradise, depending on where you are, because apparently it needs 3 different names. That released a couple of days ago as well. That is also incredibly fun. If you're into rhythm games, definitely check that out. That is a really fun game. There's also Mina the Hollow, a great game. Yeah, I haven't played that. I've seen people playing it. I think, I could be wrong on this. Is Mina the Hollow, is that made by the same team that did, was it Shovel Knight? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen a few people play it. It looks really interesting. Not really my kind of game necessarily, but I respect it. It was in dev hell. Quite often the case, isn't it? My whole YouTube front page is lit up with it. Yeah, a lot of people are playing Mecha Chameleon. It's insane how popular that game has got so quickly. That was rude. It's a shame that Clementine doesn't have the PSP part of the franchise. Yeah, so a few of the missions have some of the maps from the PSP games, but yeah, if you want to experience the story or anything from the PSP stuff, then you will have to play those games. They are worth playing, by the way. Oh, upper, upper. I mean, I'll tell you, just because it's upper, upper. But yeah, honestly, as someone who likes rhythm games, like, I know I don't really play them on the channel, but when I'm not streaming, I do play quite a lot of rhythm games. I love them. As someone who loves those kind of games, Rhythm Paradise is so much fun. Like, it's ridiculous how fun it is. PSP games are basically PSU missions but recontextualized. Yeah, I mean the main difference. Do we need goggles for this? He's a genius. The goggles, they do something apparently. I always forget you actually get a little cutscene. I mean, good luck, Magashi. All that build up. Right, what we got? I mean, I see Pushan. I'm picking it up again because I'm a PSO player. Yeah, I think the main benefit of the PSP games, obviously, apart from the portability, obviously, is the fact that they have their own stories as well, which are actually pretty good. PSP2 story in particular is really good. Doing runs for Photon Crystals right now. Drop rate is 1 in 350. Alliance uniform also drops at 1 in 680. Equal number of mobs for each on the run. Gotten twice as many Alliance uniforms. Sounds about right. Just have a quick dance before the next mission, as you do. Alright, I think we've had a dance. Actually got 6 PDs, a guard wave, and a Photon Crystal and 4 War of Limits 3 runs. That's not bad really for experience week. Okay, are we in S right now? No, it is level 70 for S, okay. I guess we can do a True Darkness. It's the only one we haven't done. Hi Parkman's good to see you. And Nichira as well. Yeah, we're doing good. We're just playing some more PSU, just well, the summer event's last days today. So we did some summer event at the start of the stream, and now we're just doing some level up quests. How goes the farming? So at the minute we're basically just trying to level up. Yeah, we're just playing one of our low level characters and just trying to level up a bit. The only downside of playing Ranger on this game is I'm too used to playing it in PSP2, so I keep trying to do charge shots, which don't exist in PSU. Snowbreak thought that they could just not do that. Yeah, so the Sonic characters, Nichira, it's because June the 23rd was Sonic the Hedgehog's 35th birthday. So they normally do an event on this where you can turn yourself into a Sonic character. I think it probably ends today. You can grab something to eat late in the meanwhile, no worries. Yeah, did play a bit of PSO yesterday. We were trying to find some stuff. Didn't really have too much luck. I did manage to find, I mean, I wasn't looking for it, it just happened. I did get a 40 hit Red Scorpio, which I have really no use for, but I've got one. I love quests where most of the quest is dark. Although the really funny thing is, they give you dark rooms and then give you enemies that basically glow. Which kind of makes the whole dark room a bit pointless. You have a 90 hit guilty like collecting dust. Me got a V101. I don't know if they did last night, I can't remember now. Man, that was a short quest. Yeah, I've never found anything with that high attribute. My highest is still like 75. Why so loud? Oh, I always forget that you get laughter in the boss fight on this. Love it. Problem is he's probably gonna die before it even gets going. I always want to not kill him just so I can vibe on him with the theme. I must resist the urge to play Phantasy Star 4 again. You need 9 more V101s. Oof. Yeah, that's going to take a while. Darkfalls, never heard of him. That was Dulk Fuckus. Did he drop anything of any use? Several Pushans, apparently. Okay, so what I'm getting is there's a lot of the same drops. I love this combat arena. Yeah, I've always really liked the boss arena. It's kind of cool. It's obviously kind of a bit of a throwback to the PSO Files one, just the way it looks, you know. But then it's kind of cool. You've got the planets in the background as well. And they all kind of converge up there. Which I kind of see it as a bit like a Phantasy Star 4 reference. With the planets as like seals. Where donut? Yeah, there is no donut, unfortunately. But yeah, very cool boss arena though. I should probably try and translate this on the text at some point. The PSO one's easy, it just says Darkfalls. Yeah, I think it's very probably inspired by the classic Phantasy Stars for sure. Also, a nice double chainsword. Also, why do they always go with the Sonic Heroes theme? Is the Sonic event downloadable now, or is it a special event from Infinity, the Zoning Time event? So this is just the summer event for Clementine. The Sonic thing is kind of a part of it. It ends today though, so today's the last day of it for this year. It'll probably come back next year. Since I don't play Clementine too much, is the Darkfalls from Infinity ever implemented there? No. So the PSP exclusive enemies don't show up here, as far as I know. It's mainly only the maps. Sonic Heroes, my favourite. Has to be someone's. Phantasy Star is awesome. Phantasy Star 2 I've tried so many times, but it starts off so damn slow. It is a slow start for it, for sure. Try and stick with it if you can. It does get a lot better. Thank you for all your video guides on PSO, by the way. No worries, I'm glad they're helpful for people. Again, I will say as well, if anyone does need any specific help or something in any of the games really, but specifically PSO, if there is anything that I haven't covered, let me know. I'm happy to like help out if there's something that people want videos on. Right, let's see. What can we do next? We've done all of the level up quests for this rank now, haven't we? So do we go back to the event? Yeah, I was going to say we've done all the level up quests, haven't we? So I guess we can go back to the event. It would be a funny troll to make it a random boss. Yeah, Dark Dios is a hell of a boss. Yeah, exactly. Like Nemo was saying there, join the Discord where you can make suggestions. I'm glad you're plugging the Discord because I would forget. Yeah, so this event, Harmony, it's the summer event. It ends today, unfortunately. But there is a few little things. Like, there is this little tiny rubber duck. There you go. Look at him go. Darkfalls are, sorry, Dios and Olga Floor in Infinity are something. Olga Floor is definitely something. Also, there's this guy who is just on fire. Don't worry about me, this is just my extra units visual effect. And I still don't know why this guy's here. You don't seem to be able to do anything with it. He's just vibing. Yeah, I will say, I have always really liked the beach map in PSU. There's a lot of like little hidden details in it as well. So, yeah, a lot of people probably don't even notice the buildings in the background. Because normally your camera's like here. Yeah, I've always liked this map. Yeah, I'm glad you found the guide useful, Blizzard Sorensen. Alright, let's go back to this. Again, I mentioned it earlier, but there will be a PSO video going live some point this week. I don't know what day it'll be on yet, but it'll definitely be this week. It's the next in the series of the hunting guide, so this one's going to be some ways to hunt Heaven Punisher. Because I thought I should probably look into that before I decide to do it myself. Yeah, I know there hasn't been as many video uploads lately. I did mention it in a community post a while back, but the main reason is just because I was kind of finding that when I was committing to doing, say, one video a week, occasionally I would get points where I was really struggling to think of a video idea, and sometimes I would just throw something else that I wasn't really happy with. I wasn't really happy doing that. So the way it is now is just a case of I'll upload when I feel I have something to do a video on. It might not be that often, but I figure even if there's no videos for a little bit, at least there's the streams twice a week, so... The other thing as well is obviously I've done so many videos for PSO, it gets to a point where there is just not a whole lot left to do videos on for it. And as much as I would say, okay, we'll just transition to another game, the fact is that Like, I know from like my analytics and everything that the PSO stuff that I do for the channel is generally by far the most popular. So although there are some games that get close to it. I know PS0 and PSU are probably the next closest. Infinity did really well when I streamed it as well. Which is odd because when I did the PSP2 playthrough on YouTube, that was like some of the least watched content I've ever done. So I think some games just work better as streams rather than videos. I guess, I don't know, I guess the issue with being a Phantasy Star content creator at the minute is the fact that obviously NGS is the most recent game. And I guess some people probably expect to see content on the most recent game. And when the recent game is very divisive, it makes it harder to do, or makes it harder to want to do content on it as much. I don't say that as anything against the game. What I mean is, to be blunt, whenever I do NGS content, I can guarantee that a good chunk of the comments will just be dunking on it. I did have a really funny comment recently that I am going to bring it up. It was on the video I did. So recently I did a video about the trial of the AI chatbot thing in NGS, which, you know, most people hate. And one of the comments I got was something like, it might not be good now, but next time it gets added, it'll be better than your guides. And I was like, all right. But yeah, we'll see about that. I was like, dude, the AI chatbot doesn't even know what Phantasy Star is. I'm not really worried. It was very much shots fired, yeah. How do you feel about doing quest guides? It depends what it means. So, I mean, what kind of quest guides? Because, I don't know, a lot of quests in PSO, I just run through, kill everything. There is a few quests that have a bit more to them. I mean, I guess I could do things like guides how to get the different rings in TTF and things like that, but even that is only a few more videos, potentially. I know at some point I was meant to do a Seat at the Heart video. Like, I was meant to do that months ago, and I never got around to it. And the reason for that is because I got to a point where I realized I had to clear all of the EP2 lab quests up to like central control area to be able to do Seat of the Heart, and I didn't realize that was the case. And to be blunt, I don't really feel like doing that. I really don't like the lab quest for the most part, so I mean, I guess I could blast through it in normal, but you could use the PS0 footage from stream and make a video connecting 0 PSO. Yeah, potentially. Same with Infinity too. Yeah, I was very skeptical about, well, hesitant about doing PSP2 content because, again, the playthrough that I did of PSP2 just didn't do well at all, really. So it kind of put me off doing more PSP2 content. It's only very recently that we actually played it again on stream. And for what it's worth, it did really well on stream. It's just difficult at the minute because, again, if there was a lot going on with NGS, it'd be easy to do content, but look, I will defend NGS as much as I can when it's worth defending, but I think at the moment it's in very much a lull period. I'm kind of waiting for the next major update, so I don't really think there's much worth doing content on for it at the minute. Is there much connection to Garal and Ragol? So Garal and Ragol are totally separate. They're in, to use a pun, separate universes. thinking of like as like a separate series, so PSO and PSU being like separate series. The PSO2 and NGS, they're not set on Raggle. They are set in... I don't think it actually ever names the system, I don't think. But it's in its own new system, separate from PSO and PSU. I saw Pika saying that he'd be interested in boss guides. I mean, that's something I could definitely look into. Finding a way to get information about Epsilon out there would be very helpful. So many people don't know how to fight it, and learning it takes more than just an encounter or two. Yeah, Epsilon is definitely one of the more tricky enemies if you've never fought it before. It's one of those enemies where you can like very much exploit the AI, like in the way it works. Short answer is stand near it and then walk away very slowly and try and drag it away from other enemies if you can. So it will just follow you. And just make sure you're near it so that when it does open up, you don't get annihilated by the shields. And then basically, Zalua and Demons is your friend. But yeah, Gonzori, the Phantasy Star games are kind of weird, so a lot of them are set in completely different areas. You tend to get a few games set in the same region, so you've got like the classic RPGs, they're all set in the Algol system for the most part. 3 isn't, but it's still connected to the others. Then PSO, basically everything that just says Phantasy Star Online, providing it isn't Phantasy Star Online 2, is probably connected to Ragol. And then for the Universe, basically Universe and the portable games are based in the Goral system. And then PSO2 and NGS is the new thing. I mean, even with those, NGS is on its own different planet compared to PSO2. But there is definitely a link between the two. Just they haven't really gone into it much yet. 5 years in. What's Epsilon? Is it from lore and PSO? Epsilon it's like the mini boss of Tower. So it's the robot thing in Tower. I suppose it depends if you play PSO online, because I guess it didn't really appear offline unless you have PSO Plus. But yeah, it's like a robot enemy in Tower. And it's kind of infamous for being a bit of a pain to deal with. For new players anyway, if you don't really know what you're doing. Because it has super high defense, so typically a lot of your attacks will do no damage to it. And just the way it works is you probably do no damage to it while it's protecting itself with the shields. And every now and again it will open the shields up to attack you, and that's when it's vulnerable. Yeah, it's just kind of an annoying enemy to deal with. It drives me crazy when people bring 2 Epsilons together instead of trying to separate them. Yeah. TLDR, bring demons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is very annoying when there's more than one of them and people drag them close to each other, because it just becomes like a blender. Yeah, it's not good. I can't remember which quest it is now. I can't remember if it's Lost Charge Vulcan or if it's a different one. But there's one quest where you get a spawn of 4, where there's 1 in each corner. And yeah, the amount of times I've seen that where people drag them all together and just makes like an absolute blender in the middle of the room. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, Gonzori, I suppose the good thing is, because a lot of the games are in their own separate areas, you don't really need to have played a lot of the games to understand the later ones, because they're all kind of self-contained for the most part. So if you did just want to play PSO2, for example, it'd be fine doing that. So we are still leveling like crazy. I'm now at 78. I think I was 60 when I started. Peak is at 69, nice. kind of crazy that Pika has gone from level 4 to 69. Chaos Cannon, sure, it sounds interesting. Is that Shigadesta? Is that better than what I'm using? It is. I've always liked the look of this shotgun. Like nice quad barrel shotgun. Yeah, so probably got time for maybe a couple of runs. Leveling ult is nice. Yeah, I should do it more often already on the PSU streams because I appreciate nearly every time I play this game, I play my high level character. Again, I probably need to make some more characters at some point. Honestly, I keep saying it as well, but at some point I do need to do a PSO stream during Experience Week. And now it's going to be a little while off because it's Experience Week now. And then for next Experience Week, maybe Anniversary? They'll be cutting it fine, I think. The event counts as Experience Week. Well, during the Anniversary, we'll have all of the boosts. So technically it'll be an Experience Week, but it'll also be a Rare Drop Week, and a Rare Enemy Week, and a DAR Week. Yeah, are you ready for the Anniversary, Drac? I was talking to Mist about this yesterday, and I was saying, like, I think I'm in a position now where I'm just about ready for it again. For the yearly 4-week grind of nothing but PSO. And then immediately not wanting to play PSO again after it. Yeah, at least I have a few things I want to go for this year. I think Heaven Punisher is the main one. Also want Lavis. And then I guess there's a few items I want to get like better versions of, so I'd like to get a Vivienne with hit. That would be nice. Frozen Shoot with hit would be nice as well. I don't know if I can bring myself to do that though, because that involves Hilda Tors and I really can't bother with that. Be sure to get on the Anniversary for Affinia. Yeah, I would say that if you do play Affinia, like the Anniversary, if you're going to play at any point during the year, the Anniversary is probably the best time to play. I say that. Depends what the Anniversary quests are like this year, we have no idea. It's going to be very interesting to see what they've done. On the plus side though, maybe that means we're not spamming Forest for once. Hey, we actually got someone else in. Cool. Yeah, all I ask for the Anniversary is for something that is not Forest spam. Commence Forest. Depends what they do with the quests, you know? I would like to think that they would have enough common sense to not have Forest be as effective again. But yeah, I have to make sure we've got the Symblat and everything ready for the Cease Forest again. Because the ban will be enforced once the anniversary starts. Goal is at least 2 V101s and perhaps a sure end with hit. Yeah, so like many of us, you're probably going to be spending a lot of time hunting assassins. I could do some more V101s for sure. I think I've got about... I can't remember if I've got 3 or 4. I think I need another... maybe another 2 or so. But they're the kind of thing where I'm not really bothered about hunting them necessarily. I'll tag along with people if they're hunting it, but I'm not really going to hunt it myself. I will say as well, if you are hunting anything for the anniversary, feel free to jump on either on the streams when I'm playing or hit me up when I'm playing offline as well, when I'm not streaming, because I am more than happy to help people out as well. We've got the quest down to a science. What you're running for it is at Exard. Genfu sealed. So you're saying we got a sealed JSRD. Exard is so good. It is really, really good. It's a really efficient quest. The only like downside with Exard really is just like the randomness of it. You know, if you're going for something specific like Red Ring, obviously you need to get the Ruins route and you need to get lucky with the Falls Warp as well. Which kind of sucks, but at least if you do it on certain IDs, there's options to make it viable regardless. By which I mean Viridia. Okay, we can do S rank now. Let's do that. Well, that's the thing, Pika, though. If you like mines, you can guarantee you'll get Ruins. That's how it works. You always get the one you don't want. Oh, you've been doing MA1B? Okay. Okay, I do need to remember these are higher level now. I was waiting for the Barons. Even the Mines path is nice on yellow, yeah. That is another thing I want to do, I guess, as well. I suppose Anniversary, you know, is a really good time for leveling characters as well. I do have a Yellow Bow's Rika Seal. That one level. She's in very hard at the minute. And I also have another Hunuel, which is Whitehill, who I think is almost in very hard. The Garan's noise played right as I entered the NGS salon and it confused me so much. It was hiding in the salon. Yeah, I have like a few PSO sound alerts. I've got the Garans and there's also a Poison Lily as well. Yeah, good to see you, Drew, as well. There we go. Also, a little thing, that Poison Lily sound was so annoying to get to make a recording of. Because I did it the first time, and I made the stupid decision of doing it with my Hunuel. Forgetting that, obviously, I would get poisoned, because they only do that laugh when they poison you. So then, as soon as I tried to record the noise, I was getting the poison noise as well. So I had to go on an Android character so that I specifically wouldn't get poisoned, so it wouldn't make the poisoned noise so I could record the Lily. Dead Cyclone? I have no idea what that is. Respectfully, what is the point of making more than one of the same class? You raise a good question. I mean, there are certain classes it's worth doing for. So, Phonium, for example. You know, forces have a lot of areas where they are really, really good at hunting. So, it can be advantageous to have a few different characters of the same class. So, say a few Phoniums with different IDs. Honestly, for me, it's just I like Hunuel. And I've level 1 to 200, so why not make another one? Time to add a poison sound effect redemption. I do need to have a look at the sound effects and see if there's any more I can add. But yeah, it's entirely up to you though, Nimble Soul Thief. Don't feel you have to make more than one the same character. I mean, bear in mind, there's only, what, 10 section IDs, so you could technically make all the section IDs without repeating characters. It's just a thing with PSO where, unfortunately, there are certain classes that are just better at hunting in certain areas. So sometimes you want to double up. There's one thing I would love to get as a sound effect, but unfortunately, I don't know if there's a way of doing it now. Those who played PSU back in the day and played it offline, you'll probably remember the Rutsu Altarazgug scream. I can't remember if he actually said it or if it was just a text box. I can't remember if he actually said it or not now. I suspect it was just a text box, and I've just filled it in. Yeah, Nature, Epsilon is just a difficult enemy to deal with. There's a few enemies in PSO that are quite awkward, particularly in Ultimate. And Epsilon is definitely one of the more problematic ones. You got 2 Mutter Prophecies, easy. You have a blue full humor, level 1 by the way. As it should be. Alright, so we're definitely got time for at least one more. Yeah, I need to have a think about new sound effects and everything. I do want to overhaul some things on the stream at some point. Like some of the branding and like the starting soon screens and stuff. I wanted to do it a few months back and then I had some like unexpected bills, so that kind of delayed it, unfortunately. But yeah, there's a few things I want to change. You have a purple male ranger and a yellow female. One's on hard and the other's level 1. Well, let's say it's experience week, so good time to level them. Yeah, I would really like to get my my Yellow Buzz Ranger to Ultimate if I can, because Yellow Buzz has some really fun hunts in Ultimate. You're going to give him a Max Telusis that Hunuel was using to make it easier. Yeah, I mean, if you've got another character who can give a mag to a new character, it does help a lot. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah, I think at some point I'd like to get a new mag for my main Hunuel as well. I think I'm using a Telusis at the minute, and I just don't like the look of Telusis anymore. It's a shame because it's a really good mag, I just don't like how it looks. Oh, it's dropped a Lookmin, which I'm assuming is Rookmin. The whole RL thing. Sato or Agasia. I love how Agasia looks. Issue is, I think Agasia, that's the one that needs Liberty Kit, isn't it? To make. I really like the look of it, but I don't think I would use it on my Hunuel. I kind of prefer that on casts for the most part. Oh, I saw Spread Needle. We take that. Can I use it? Let's go. Let's go with the real PSO Ranger experience. There we go, much better. Yeah, I could go with the Sato for sure. I think I'll probably just pay someone on the Affinia Discord though to make one, because I cannot be bothered leveling another mag at all. I like to call Rookmin Rumkin. Debating changing the Humaz ID to Yellow Buzz. Yellow Buzz is a nice balanced ID. Yeah, Yellow Buzz is a cool ID. I like it. What, you can make mags, Soul Thief? I need to check exactly what she's using at the minute. I'm pretty sure she's using still using a Telusis, I think. So I did get another Hunuel made Max Mag, but I'm using that on my second Hunuel. You're a master magsmith, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, in that case, if I do need one, I might ask you. Just picked up a dryer off the side of the road. It's a very weird thing to just randomly find on the road. Yeah, the Max on Mags are really good for feeding them because they tend to level up very quickly. Oh god, we've both got spread needles. Handle on the Discord is Nizar, no worries. Let me just make a note of that. Oh, Nizoth. Okay. Yeah, I will check, and I will see what I've got, and if I want another one making, I will get in touch. Was that a rambling mate? Yes. And it was, yes, it was being used by a male cast. I like how that's the thing that's offended you the most. Yeah, no worries, Soul Thief. I'll check what she's using just to make sure it's nothing special. And if I do need another one making, I'll get in touch. You'll know it's me because I go by Skyly on the Discord anyway. Just got back to the stream and saw that horror show. Yeah, I've just sort of given up on the whole not side-scrolling now. I've just accepted that this is what I'm doing. I'm clearly not going to remember to change it every time, so... Well, hey, I got a spread needle, though. The weirdest part about it is that my dryer is not working well right now, and we were thinking about getting a new one. It's a sign from above. Played with you on PSO a bunch. I just downloaded this today. Only level 25, but I don't think I'll get to a high enough level to find a spread needle. That's awesome, it's in this game too. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of PSO stuff in Clementine PSU. It doesn't necessarily work the same. Like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't paralyze in this. Yeah, in PSU they tend to just be like stat 6 for the most part, but it's here. Oh yeah, that's a really good point, Thomas, actually. Yeah, so Pika, who's playing Mothers at the minute, was level 4 when the stream started. They are now level 78. Just from running this. Yeah, for sure, Nature, yeah, Discord's not for everyone, definitely. But yeah, some of the changes that I want to do on the channel, I definitely want to change the starting screen for sure. I want to start putting the chats on screen again, just so it's easy for you guys to keep up with. Particularly if you're only watching on, on YouTube, you won't always get everything that I talk to on Twitch, and vice versa. Yeah, the EXP rates are ridiculous at the minute. Yeah, I just want to tidy some things up on the channel, really. Because to be blunt, I think it looks a bit amateurish at the minute. I am very self-critical of my own stuff, but yeah, I'm not really happy with it, personally. It's a bit of what turns me away from Clementine is just how sped up it feels. Yeah, I think on Clem, the low level of PSU is definitely sped up quite a lot. I mean, particularly at the minute, this quest is crapping out experience. It's ridiculous. I should point out that not every level up chime you're hearing is me. But yeah, the way Clementine is, it's very much geared towards getting you towards the high levels fast. You kind of prefer more minimalist streams. I mean, no worries, there's not going to be stuff all over the screen and everything. It's just some, like, quality of life stuff, really, that I want to do, so... I mean, again, if you watch for a while, you'll know that I used to have the chat on stream, on the screen. And the only reason I stopped was because Twitch and YouTube started not being very happy about it. But they changed that recently, so you can do it again now. Is Flown's sword in this game? Honestly not sure. I mean, Dark Flow is, so it wouldn't surprise me if it is. I'd be surprised if it's not, because it's kind of an iconic weapon for PSO, really. So disconnected from social media, nothing personal or something at the time, just fell off it. Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. I mean, I should say I am generally not a fan of social media at all. I basically use Discord because it's a very, very convenient way of like keeping in touch with people who watch the streams and everything. You'd like a link to download it? So I probably can't put a link in chat because the bot will probably just nuke it. But if you search for PSU Clementine, there's normally a link to... It'll either be a link to the forum or the wiki, one of the two. You should be able to get it off there. But yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, if you played classic PSU on the Sega servers, it is a bit of a different experience for sure. But unfortunately, if you are wanting to play PSU online, it is kind of the only option you've got. For me, it's like... It's fine. I have fun with Clementine. I think I do prefer how the Sega servers were for the most part, but I like playing this on stream for a few hours. Yeah, I should be able to post links. It has been a bit finicky in the past. Let me see if I can find it, because I can't always even find the Clementine link. Let's see. Give me a second. I know the music stopped. Right, does this link work? There we go. Right, will YouTube let me post a link? Let's find out. Hopefully that works. And there should just be a button on there to download. PSO BB or PSU will always be PSO BB for me, but I have fond memories of this game too. Definitely PSO BB for me. I've always preferred PSO to PSU, but I still enjoy PSU. You see the link, cool. At least we know it works. The thing about accelerated experience rates on private servers for MMOs is that it could be really fun if they add more stuff that supports it. Yeah. I think with this, they just want to get people to a higher level, and then they focus on the higher level end. I don't know if it's the same Discord that you joined last time. Yeah, so if you joined my Discord before, it's the same Discord. But yeah, I think we will probably end things there for today, I think. Really enjoyed this event, actually. It's been actually quite fun. I think next stream will be Wednesday, which will be Chrono Trigger. Provided there's no like catastrophes, it should be Chrono Trigger. Next Sunday, I mean, we are at a point now where we need to start thinking about the anniversary event. As soon as that gets announced, even if I announce something else, if the anniversary ever gets announced, we'll switch to PSO. But I think next Sunday... One more. Yeah, I think for next Sunday... I'll have to see what we haven't played for a little bit. I mean, we haven't played episode 3 for a long more time. For a lot of time. Whether I want to play it next week, I don't know. One more anniversary. I mean, I hope this one is good. Yeah, we'll see what the changes are like. Hopefully it's good. But yeah, I will end things there anyway. I'll decide what we're doing for Sunday. So if you have enjoyed the stream, please consider either liking, subscribing, or joining as a member on YouTube if you want to. There's also my Twitch if you're on YouTube side. I also stream on Twitch as well. So go and follow over there if you want to. I have an X or a Bluesky for keeping up to details. Feel free to follow those. And I also have a Discord server that I mentioned earlier as well. So feel free to join us on that. There should be a link to that either underneath the video player on Twitch in like the about section, or underneath in the description for YouTube as well. So feel free to join the Discord if you haven't already. But yeah, more Chrono Trigger on Wednesday. And thanks to everyone for joining today as well. It's made it a lot easier to run this. I'm just trying to decipher this message, Natura. One last thing. I hear you can ruin your playthrough if you don't choose a good character there. No, with PSO you can play any character. There are some that are a little bit more difficult than others for sure, but you can play the game through fine with any of them. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. Just have a look at the characters and just pick which one appeals to you most. You'll be able to play fine with any. Knuckles having a shotgun is quite disturbing. It is. It is. But yeah, we will end there for today anyway. So again, thank you for watching. And I'll probably see you guys on Wednesday for some Chrono Trigger. Oh, no worries, Natura. It's fine. But yeah, see you guys on Wednesday for some Chrono Trigger. See you guys.